All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol Nndm, Nano Dimensions. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all my first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to my channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all my subscribers, welcome back, and let's jump into this chart. So, Nano Dimensions broke through support, hit newer lows, right, all the way down here at around $3.30, and it actually hit that point, and from that point forward it started to run up. But when we zoom this out, we are still way above the lows of 268, but we're not that far from it now. We're about $1 away. Now, something I want to point out is how the support level became a resistance level. You can see that clearly here, how this ran down, hit that 330 mark, and from that point forward, when it ran up, it turned 386 into a resistance, and it fell back down, leveling off at 358. So super important for all investors to pay close attention to how support levels turn into resistance levels as well. If the bulls can't break through it, it's going to end up staying below it, and now we just got deeper into bearish territory from where we were. Now we're here, and the 50-day moving average is at 390, and we're below it, which means we're in bearish territory. When we're above it, we're in bullish territory. So some important things to pay close attention to here. Now, earnings did not go ahead and do as well as expected, right? The estimate was 0.08, and it turned out to be 0.45. So that right there could be some influence here on this, right? Some people look at it as a risk, that they're, less earnings than what they're actually making, because that's what earnings is all about. It lets you know how profitable a company is looking for that quarter, and every quarter does count and add up to the annual, and then the annual adds up to the overall company. So super important to keep that in mind, that earnings may have an influence here. So fear, uncertainty is definitely creeping in, and also profit taking. Anybody that got in below these points here of 390, they said, all right, we're getting a lot closer to where I got in. They could have gone in probably here at 360, gone in here at 290, and they said, all right, I'm getting out. And profit taking with fear and uncertainty led up to this point. Now, some people saw 330 as a discount, started to bring it up, but that 386 mark turned into a resistance, and that right there tells us a lot about this chart and where we're at right now. So let's move our support to its new location. We're going to look at it based off the last couple hours of the day. Obviously, after that run up and slightly falling and leveling off, we're going to look at these numbers, and then I'm going to look at it a little bit broader. So our resistance and support is based off of these points here, like I said, at the end of the day. Obviously, our resistance is the highest point before it fell, and we're looking at the lowest points here in this leveling off, which was touched twice in these last couple of hours. So now let's look at this broader. The highest point when the recovery was 386. That's a very important resistance level to be broken through, which was the previous support level. So that definitely needs to be broken through by the bulls to get up to the 50-day moving average of 390. Super important to get back into bullish territory. Now, the lowest point reached was 330. 330, if that gets broken through, we could be on our way to newer lows. And then the next resistance that could be formed is 330. And then the next support would be 293. So keep that in mind. 293 is one of the lowest points before this run in the last couple of days. So if 330 turns into a resistance, 293 is our next support level to keep in mind. But let's look at what's important for tomorrow. The first point that the bulls need to break through to get closer to the 50-day moving average and get back into bullish territory is breaking through the resistance of 375. They need to turn that into a support and break away from it to reach newer highs and newer resistance levels. I want to emphasize that they need to break through it to get closer to the 50-day moving average, but it does not signify that the bulls have gained control. The bulls don't gain control until they break over the 390 mark and pull further away from it into an upward direction to reach newer highs and newer resistance levels. So this is just the beginning catalyst to start to work their way up, and it's an indicator for us investors to know where this stock is heading and how it's reacting. So the first point that the bulls need to break through is 375. On the other hand, we have what the bears want. The bears want to break through this support. They're fairly close to it at 358, and this support level is 350. If 350 gets broken through significantly and it starts to pull down, we are already in bearish territory, and it's pulling further away from the 50-day moving average in a downward direction. So I want to emphasize to all investors, pay close attention to how this stock is reacting if it breaks through 350, and how quickly is this hitting newer lows and pulling down to newer support levels. Super important to keep in mind, and pay close attention as well. If it breaks through 350, how it's reacting between 350 and 330, and you have that window to see how much quicker it's going to newer lows, or are the bulls trying to reappear and bring this back up. But we are already in bearish territory, breaking through support level of 350. That just means we're getting deeper into it, and we have to pay close attention to the behavior of the stock. Who's dominating it? Are the bears tearing this down, or are the bulls trying to reappear? As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. So, trivia question. I want to go ahead and ask this. If you made it this far into the video, I want to say thank you. And not only that, but thank yourself, because this information is vital for the next coming days and weeks. So, what is the most important point right now that was yesterday's support level that turned into today's resistance level for the bulls to break through to reach newer highs and get closer to the 50-day moving average? It's probably one of the most important resistance levels right now in the short term. And what is the most important support level that if it turns into a resistance, what would be the next support level to pay close attention to that would signify this is going to newer lows and newer support levels? I look forward to seeing your guys' comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money. So at the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up video. In that video, I will be discussing about the S&P 500 index and how it's been rising several points on several dates. On these several dates, there's scheduled pump dates from the Federal Reserve. On these days, the S&P 500 is rising up several points, and by doing so, there's individual ticker symbols rising up with it. They're rising up anywhere from 30 cents to $3 per share. So I highly encourage everybody to check out the video. I'm not there to guarantee profits or tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm just here to inform every single investor and viewer in the great news that there's an opportunity to maximize profits and minimize losses. Check out the video. It should be popping up soon. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.